Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, we're going to be looking at Pikachu. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I know that Pikachu is the most popular of all the Pokemon, and you know that Pikachu is the most popular of all the Pokemon. So it's time that we sat down and had a look at Pikachu. We're going to be looking at a couple of exclusive Pikachu promos that have come out in Japan, but have not made their way over outside of Japan yet. That is not to say that they never will, they very much might, but I thought it would be fun to look at some of these. They're absolutely beautiful, and we all know there are ways to get Japanese cards if you want to. So, starting off, this promo Pikachu that was given out at tournaments has been translated by the lovely David Hochmann at limitlesstcg.com/translations. And, I mean, look, the inherent thing about Pikachu is they're all generally going to have 60 HP and a weakness to lightning. So this Pikachu has 60 HP and a weakness to lightning. Now, 60 HP is very good because Professor Elm's lecture is coming out, which allows you to search your deck for free Pokemon with 60 HP or less and put them into your hand. That's pretty nice. But 60 HP and a weakness to fighting means that either of the Buzzwole here will get very easy KOs indeed. You will be taken straight down. So that's a little bit upsetting. And that's the thing we're fighting against so much with all of these Pikachu cards. They are very, very weak. Now the good news is we have a bunch of Raichu. There is a new Raichu coming. I might tell you about that one in a day or two. There are rumors afoot. But we've got things like the Raichu from Burning Shadows that just allows you to paralyze your opponent active when you evolve up. Or there's Raichu from X and Y, which does 20 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. This is, of course, in the expanded format. And don't forget that in Expanded you have access to Skyfield, and Skyfield is a phenomenal card letting you have 8 bench Pokemon. Now at this stage I do quickly need to mention the Giratina, which is going to be coming out in the next set in Lost Thunder, and it's kind of over the top, ridiculously brokenly good. Because if it's in the discard pile, you can put it on the bench and put 1 damage counter on each of 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So when your opponent gets rid of Skyfield with something like a Field Blower or their own Stadium, as soon as you get the next Field Blower, you can get your Giratina back, do more damage, it's going to get better. And let's not forget Raichu GX, which does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your Pokemon, or 160 for free energy. Now, a quick side note here, if you're using Raichu GX, you basically need a Pikachu with Nuzzle. If you're playing Raichu GX, you need a Pikachu that's got Nuzzle, so that Pachirisu can use Snuggly Generator, and then accelerate a whole bunch of energy. And don't forget about the new Emolga, whose ability can search your deck for a Pokemon with Nuzzle and put it on the bench. So yes, if you're playing Raichu GX, you're probably going to want a Nuzzler, but that doesn't mean that you can't use a different Pikachu for either the X and Y or Burning Shadows Raichu. So this Pikachu then, it does 10 damage for 1 lightning energy. By any stretch of the imagination, that's a little bit weak. It's not particularly exciting. Even with Choice Band and weakness against something like a Ho-Oh, you're still only hitting 80 damage, which isn't even a 2-hit KO. Even time you bring in Shrine of Punishment, you're quite a way away from a 2-hit KO. No. No. I suppose you would get a 2-hit KO, because you'd be doing 160 in 2 hits. You hit, after your turn they take a damage counter, after their turn they take a damage counter, you hit, after your turn they take the third and go up to 190. It's still not good. But it's got an interesting little attack here, double colourless energy scramble. Flip a coin, if head, search your deck for any 1 card and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. I mean, look, you got to hit heads here, and you could use Victini, but do you really want to use Victini to give yourself a 75% chance of getting 1 card with Pikachu? Bearing in mind you've got to put a double colourless energy onto Pikachu to use it in the first place. I mean, that does seem a little bit risky, ladies and gentlemen. that does seem a little risky. I mean, compare that to the new Houndoom, for instance, which is a stage 1, but for 1 fire energy, can search your deck for any card and put it into your hand without the coin flip. Now, I suppose it is a stage 1. This is a beautiful Pikachu that I like very much indeed, and you got your Tropius and your Kecleon on the artwork. And Pikachu's got kind of crazy eyes going on. It's a beautiful card, but I don't think it's terribly playable. Now, the next couple were released for one of the Pokemon Centers over in Japan, and our translations here actually come from Immunity over on Twitter, the lovely Matthew Varive, and they are Sailor Pikachu. They're so cute. Now, we got 3 Pikachu, each in their slightly different Sailory outfits. Again, 60 HP. Again, weakness to fighting. I mean, a retreat cost of 1 is quite nice because of Escape Board. And I do actually really like the resistance to metal here, because it means that a Duskmane Necrozma GX will not be able to use its free energy for 60 attack to get a KO. Your resistance will save you, so that's quite nice. For a double colorless energy, draw 2 cards. Now, I like drawing 2 cards, though you do have the same downside we saw a moment ago, in that it is for a double colorless energy. Now, especially if you're in the standard format and you don't have special charge, it's quite hard to get your special energy back. So I do worry here that trying to rock along with a double colorless energy on a Pikachu is not ideal. Now, in terms of draw, it's actually pretty nice. Yeah, sure, we all know that you can use Lapras here to draw 3 cards, but you know what? That's for a colored energy, a water energy, so it's not perfect, and it is on a 2-prize GX. We do have Virizion GX coming, which can draw 2 cards for 1 colorless energy, but then again, that's 2 cards which you're drawing here anyway, and it's on a GX that gives up 2 prizes. Not a terrible attack for a bit of draw. 3 colorless energy, and I think at this stage you are running into slightly ludicrous territory. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 damage times the number of heads. I like the way this is kind of like all 3 of these Pikachu teaming up to try and smash and do some damage, and you can do 60 damage here. And if you flip all 3 heads, again, Victini should be mentioned, with a Choice Band and a Shrine of Punishment, you will get a 1-hit KO on a Ho-Oh GX. Not the most likely thing ever, admittedly, but the thing about this card is, it's got 3 Pikachu in little sailor outfits. I don't have anything to add, that's just amazing. But maybe instead of a sailor outfit, you want to see Pikachu on a boat with a sailor outfit. Although just in terms of perspective, right, either that's a really small boat or that's a really giant Pikachu. Yowza. But it might have the best attack we've seen on any of these Pikachu so far. 1 colorless energy, flip a coin. If heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. It gives your Pikachu immunity for the following turn. I like this. And if you keep flipping heads again, Victini, you can just sit here and give yourself time to set up. If you're playing the X and Y Raichu, for instance, then what you can do here is just go ahead and rock along and just stop your opponent attacking long enough that you can just get set up and draw all the cards you need. Draw that Skyfield, draw those double colorless, etc. However, at this stage, I do need to break some hearts, because you can see from the name here, this is clearly not Pikachu. It's something or other Pikachu. Let's just say Sailor Pikachu. I'm sure it probably is. If you speak better Japanese than me, let me know in the comment section. So, the point here is that you couldn't actually evolve this into Raichu, because it's not just Pikachu. But the very best of all the Pikachu which I'm going to be showing you today is this one, which is translated by the lovely David Hochmann. And ladies and gentlemen, it's got Donphan on it. It's got Donphan right there on the card. How over the top, crazy, ridiculously beautiful is this card? The answer is it almost could not be any more beautiful. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Now, the attack for 1 colorless energy, flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for a Pokemon and put it into your hand. It's not particularly good for a coin flip. It is any Pokemon, I suppose. Compare that with the Charmander from Arceus, for instance, whereby it has to be a fire Pokemon. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a selling point. It's not a great selling point, if I'm honest with you. And then double colorless energy, 20 damage. You have my word, ladies and gentlemen, that if I'm ever playing a Pikachu deck, or a Raichu deck that needs Pikachu, and it doesn't have to be built around Nuzzle, I'm playing this one if it's ever released in the UK. Which it probably won't be. Yes, I know that Nuzzle is generally the best Pikachu because of Raichu and Pachirisu and Emolga, but ladies and gentlemen, I adore these Pikachu. I think they're awesome, and I thought you would want to see them. So I thought I'd bring you a nice little video about them. Cheers to David and to Matthew for giving me the translations here. They are, of course, lovely people. But you know what you need to do now, ladies and gentlemen? Get yourself over to the comment section. Tell me which of these Pikachu is your favourite, or if there are other Pikachu you prefer and think are more beautiful, then let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but do please remember the rule. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWazzy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WazzyPlays. We are still deep diving into the Transformers TCG, and it's awesome. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.